Hello everyone, Rider Rated 18 coming back at you with another video. Today we're going to be looking at the brand new 88 Films release of the 1987 classic, or infamous, Masters of the Universe, starring Dolph Lundgren as He-Man and Frank Langella as Skeletor. This is truly a massive cult film that has finally been given the special edition treatment, and 88 Films have really outdone themselves with this release. It is truly spectacular. I remember seeing this as a kid on the, I think it was on BBC One, the BBC One premiere. I don't remember seeing it at the cinema, so it must have been the television premiere where I first saw this, and recorded that broadcast and, watched it many times. And it's one of those sort of great films you watch as a kid that you watch it over and over again. Even though that it doesn't really follow the cartoon series as closely as you would have liked, it's still a solid film in its own right. There's a lot to enjoy of it, classic costumes, and the casting's very good. The set designs are decent for the budget, and but as I said, the film has a lot of problems. But we'll get into that as we go through this release. Now, this was actually released today. I'm recording this on Monday, the 24th of February, 2025. And I went to my local HMV and picked up a copy straight away. I know some people pre-ordered it and they managed to get it before today. I think they got theirs before the weekend. And but sometimes I like going into the store and picking up myself. And I don't really sort of want to put trust in the post for a brand new release. I'd rather just pick it up myself. So that's what I did today. So that's always a pleasure. So 88 Films have really outdone themselves with this release. It has some similar elements to recent Arrow releases in terms of the packaging. We've got a great slipcover, which covers a very solid box material, and it protects the disc inside. And you've got a really good slipcover, and then you've got this solid box with a lot of reflective colouring on it, which looks very beautiful. Also, you've got a nice booklet inside, which has got about 40 pages in there, so there's a lot to read, there's a lot to look at. And also the main disc itself in a standard Blu-ray box. It's got reversible sleeves as well, which is very nice. So you've got the option of the main poster that you see here, or there's the more standard one. And also there's a two-sided poster as well, which is always very welcome. At some point I need to put these posters on the wall. Really need to do that. So in terms of the packaging and all that, they've done a really good job of it. The previous DVD of this was very bare bones, and it was one that I didn't really want to get because I knew at some point if I get it, someone's going to release a special edition, and it's going to be, I don't really want to spend my money straight away and, wait for, just really wanted to wait until there was a special edition that was available. And finally, so many years later, we finally got it. So in terms of the bonus features on here, we've got an audio commentary from the director, Gary Goddard. And I haven't listened to any of it yet, but I'll do that sometime in the future. I mean, I just mainly wanted to watch the film and go through the bonus features and see what's on here. Also, in terms of the interviews, we've got some absolute corkers in here. Before I say what they are, these are actually taken from the famous Electric Boogaloo documentary that was based on Canon Films that came out in 2014. So all the interviews that have been put onto this Blu-ray are from that documentary. So 88 Films didn't film these interviews for this release. They filmed them back in 2014 for the Electric Boogaloo documentary, which was directed by Mark Hartley. If you can check out that documentary, it's definitely worth seeking out because they go into a lot of details about Canon Films, and this is one film that was right in the centre of it when the whole studio was collapsing and money was becoming an issue. And but that's a story for another video. But basically, all the interviews on here were from that documentary. So you've got one with Dolph Lundgren, and it's about 13 minutes long, and he talks a lot about being a bit hesitant to do He-Man because he'd just come off of Rocky IV, and he was a bit worried because this was going to be a leading role for him, and unfortunately, when the film didn't do too well, he said it was a bit of a disappointment. But he's glad that, in recent years, the film has become a bit of a cult classic, and he says he likes, showing his daughters the film because it's like the only film they can watch that hasn't got any blood and guts in it. So yeah, that's a very good interview. There's also another good one with director Gary Goddard, as we just mentioned, about the audio commentary. And he goes into a lot of details. It's about 45 minutes long, and he goes through the production and the problems that he was facing. I mean, the story of how this film was made is a movie in itself. There was so much that he was dealing with the producers and the budget and the visual effects and trying to get everything done. It's really insightful, and it's highly recommended, this interview. It's probably the best one on here. Then we've got a few shorter interviews. We've got one with the writer, Ed Pressman, which is about 7 minutes long. We've also got a 3-minute interview with co-writer Stephen Tolkien. And also there's a 9-minute interview with production designer, get my words right, by William Stout. So yeah, these are sort of very quick. They don't offer much information, but at least they're on here, so you get a bit more perspective of what was going on behind the scenes. One of the other main highlights of this release is the original 1987 behind the scenes featurette, which was filmed at the time. And these are usually, you get quick interviews with the cast and crew where they all pat themselves on the back and then they say how awesome the film is. And even though it's only 4 minutes long, it's just nice to see it. To see an interview with Dolph Lundgren during filming. He doesn't have the wig on, but he's just like behind the scenes. And also, we see the director Gary Goddard again. So it's just a nice thing to have. And also the usual standard stuff with a photo gallery, teaser trailer, and theatrical trailer. And that's pretty much it. But in terms of the film itself, you can say what you want about this film. Has it aged well? Probably not. Does it have a lot of visual problems? Definitely. But so it's very hard to recommend because overall this is a very fun watch. Is it a good film? No. Is it a fun watch? Absolutely. If you can just turn your brain off and just enjoy it for what it is. And also, if you did watch this when you were a kid and you haven't seen it for many years, definitely go back to it because it will definitely unlock a lot of childhood memories. And if you want to show your kids something that they've never seen before, they might enjoy it or they might think it's probably a load of pants. Who knows? And also, just in terms of the price, this brand new release, it's a bit pricey. It's $24.99, but I think you do get your money's worth, particularly with the packaging. I think that's why the price is a bit higher because they've gone through some very solid materials to make sure that this release is very solid and very sturdy and it's not going to break apart, because sometimes releases can be a bit flimsy, with the packaging, like slip covers can be really sort of thin and crappy, but with this one they are not. They are truly they've done a good job of it. You can't really knock them for that. And also a quick note, there is a brand new DVD of this as well, and from the looks of it, I did have a quick look in HMV where I was and had a quick look at the DVD, and it appears to have all the exact same features on it, but it's just in a standard DVD case, so you won't get the poster, you won't get the booklet, and you won't get the nice packaging. You'll just get a standard DVD case with the same contents on the disc, so that's worth pointing out. And it's a little bit cheaper as well, and it's probably the same print. So if you want a cheaper option, there is a DVD, but if you want to go full in, get this Blu-ray. It is really up there. And having just watched the film recently, I sat down and watched it as soon as I got it home and went through all the bonus features. It's the best it's ever looked. I've never seen this film look so good. And even though you can see some of the flaws with the visual effects and the production design, it's just look behind me. Just look at Skeletor there. He looks absolutely dope, and Frank Langella is absolutely chewing out the scenes. He's definitely the highlight of the film, as is Dolph as He-Man. So yeah, that's pretty much my take on this brand new release. And again, thank you for all the positive responses from previous videos. Sorry it was a bit late, I was just deciding which one to talk about next. And as soon as I heard this one was coming out on this Monday, I thought, you know what, go out, buy it, watch it, and then do a video about it in exactly the same day. So yeah, for now, take care, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.